always said if I was ever provided with the opportunity to do a TED Talk, I would open up with one of my favorite things, an icebreaker. I'm an educator at my core, one who grew up in a family full of ministers, which means I love telling you to turn to your neighbor to ask a question. But due to COVID-19, it's just me and you. This means this is your chance to be your most authentic self. No one will see what you write on your paper but you. Okay, are you ready for our icebreaker? I need you to take a pen and a paper and in the next few seconds, answer this question. What do you see when you see me? I completed this activity with a group of college students last week, and I received the following answers. Your smile, your energy, and your earrings. I also completed this activity within my personal network, and I heard the following answers. A community leader, a visionary, and a mother. There was no mention of the most obvious, a Black woman. Last week was the first time that I heard two young African American women say simultaneously, someone who looks like me. In that moment, I was reminded of the importance of my work. Black women being overlooked has echoed across America. I know you're probably tired of hearing about it, but can you imagine how we feel experiencing it? While reading a recent article by the American Psychological Association, I came across a quote from a lead researcher at the University of Michigan that read, Black women are often overlooked in people's conversations about racism and sexism, even though we face a unique combination of these forms of discrimination simultaneously. I stand here today as a Black woman who has been blessed to live at the intersection of privilege and poverty. I have worked in the education, nonprofit, and public sectors. My foundational roots has come from growing up in the historic Hill District. My family, teachers, and mentors instilled in me the love of the African diaspora and the responsibility of representing and protecting our culture everywhere I went. If you're not familiar with the city of Pittsburgh's historic communities, the Hill District is the place of the great August Wilson. And also, the city of Pittsburgh is known for having rich communities filled with historic establishments such as the National Negro House. The National Negro Opera House was sitting abandoned until a Black woman moved with a fierce urgency to protect its legacy of what's still there today. Oftentimes, I'm presented with opportunities to speak with students and audiences like yourself. I often hear, how did I get into this work? My reply, this work found me. Today, I would like to highlight the events and opportunities that helped shape my work, starting with the year of 2012. In February 2012, the America witnessed Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old male, be gunned down by an unnamed American. Due to America's history of racism and institutionalized oppression, this unnamed American believed that he was the protector of a gated community. He also believed that no one with a specific skin tone should be able to be within his community. In October of 2012, while completing my master's degree at Duquesne University, I stumbled upon an article that stated the One Young World Summit was coming to the city of Pittsburgh. While I viewed the ambassador profiles, I realized that no one in the global community looked like me. So I began to try to find ways so I can enter into the space. I simply wanted to volunteer, not thinking that my experiences were worthy enough or valid enough for others to learn from me. This summit changed my life. I have been blessed to travel the world, to listen and to meet dignitaries from all over the world. The summit also includes notable counselors such as former President William Clinton, Kofi Annan, Professor Muhammad Yunus, and Meghan Markle, just to name a few. But I also came back after having dinner in the top of Juilliard and meeting with dignitaries, not being able to pay my bills as a Black woman. I began to think, what was this experience for? I have been blessed to support the fundraising efforts to help other young, emerging Black leaders from our region to be connected to this worldwide network. Again, I was questioned, what was all of this experience for? In 2014, I was hired as a community affairs liaison under the administration of Mayor William Peduto. While serving in this role, I supported the efforts of improving community and police relations after the shooting of my friend and colleague, Leon Ford. I was also responsible for implementing strategies for President Obama's My Brother's Keepers initiatives for our city. But while working in this space, I oftentimes found myself asking, but what about the women and girls? At the age of 25, I was recruited to serve as a director of workforce development for a local nonprofit. While serving in this role, I had the explicit role to support the city of Pittsburgh recruit for diverse candidates within the civil service positions, in particular, public safety sector. So the public safety sector meaning fire, police, and EMS. I also was responsible for supervising our EARN program. If you're not familiar with the EARN program, EARN is a program within the city and the county to serve economically disadvantaged persons who are receiving TANF benefits find employment so they can go on their journey to self-sufficiency. Over 90% of my clients were women of color. In April 2017, after building healthy communities and individuals, I was told today will be your last day. Here I stood as a Pittsburgh native with a global network, a master's degree, and now I was in the unemployment line. After being laid off, I noticed that my confidence took a significant hit because I didn't realize the emotional and spiritual and physical toll that it took on me. But I decided not to give up. After this experience, I used it to catapult me into building the Sisters Lifting As We Climb network. The Sisters Lifting As We Climb network was established as an intergenerational, personal and professional support network for women of color. Our principles was rooted in healing, networking, and sending together. We create space for Black women to thrive in the city of Pittsburgh by connecting women to resources and stakeholders outside of their existing networks. Also, by creating space to be vulnerable and connect them with the tools and resources that they can take on inequity head on as an individual or as a collective. If we would like to see the city of Pittsburgh take on gender equity and help Black women thrive, we must be intentional on investing in Black women. Understanding that Black women are the heartbeat of our city and America. How can we help Black women thrive in our city? Once again, that is by being intentional to make sure that we invest in Black women. Understanding that there is no cookie cutter to helping Black women except to come alongside her to help her achieve her aspirations and her dreams. In 2016, I was provided the opportunity to address my alma mater, Slippery Rock University, when I received the Young Alumni Award. During that time, I found myself stumbling over my words due to being nervous as I addressed the community with such a huge responsibility. After I gave my acceptance speech, I reached out to my mentor and asked her to provide me with feedback based off of what I just shared. Today, I shared her words. When someone provides you with the opportunity to share your voice, always prepare, understanding that you can have the greatest impact by what you share for the day. As I stand here today, again, representing Black women who are oftentimes told that they are overqualified or sent job leads for $28,000, not being able to properly take care of their children, we come to you reminding stakeholders to move with a fierce urgency to play Black women are worth. I will close out with an quote that I recently came across that summarizes why it's important to move with a fierce urgency and not to leave Black women behind. Without the opportunity to live a healthy life, there is no opportunity to live the American dream or participate fully in our communities. In 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. reminded the nation to move with a fierce urgency to eradicate the social ills of that time. Today, because it's just you and me, I need you to pick up your phone, call someone, or text someone, or even send them an email, and to remind them to move with the fierce urgency of now to invest in Black women through paying us our worth and to ensure that no Black woman is left behind.